So I would say that I had an abortion when I was 25, something like that, before I was married. And then I had another abortion after I had my 2 kids. And I looked it up, and in the Catholic Church, it would be called an abortion. In
interesting.
The Protestant Church, it wouldn't be, or even in the country, it wouldn't be, because it was a medical decision.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
But the Catholic Church doesn't believe that there's any trouble unless there's trouble with the mother, she's going to die, or there's specific things that they will allow you, or if the fetus is dead already inside you.
Sure.
Then of course there's a procedure to take the fetus out. But in terms of the Catholic Church, that was also an abortion. And it was a difficult decision because I was 35, I guess I was 35. I had 2 kids. I got pregnant again. I was bleeding. So it wasn't a healthy pregnancy. I could tell it wasn't a healthy pregnancy. I went to the doctor because I was 35. They did testing on me and then asked me if I would do genetic testing. They found if a baby has a certain increase in diameter of the fluid behind its spinal cord, then there's a chance it might have Down syndrome. Oh, wow. And when they do, then they do an amniocentesis, and then they actually take blood right from your placenta, and it is the most magical pink color I have ever seen.
Really?
Oh, wow. Like if I was going to be a baby, that's where I'd want to be. I'd want to be in there because it was just the most beautiful color. Anyway, that's how they can tell that the baby has Down syndrome. And we had Michaela at home at that point, and she was really sick. And we decided that we had our hands full and that it wasn't going to be. And so then we ended that pregnancy. So that was when I was 35. And that was hard. And was it right? Probably not. But of course, none of us are right. So we make stupid errors. And, the Catholic Church would say, you just play that out. And I should have just played it out because I think I probably would have lost the baby anyway because I was bleeding. And you're not supposed to be bleeding when you're pregnant.
Sure.
But anyway, that's the decision I made. And in retrospect, I would have liked to just carry it out and have the consequences be what God has intended. I would have rather done that. Now, when I was 25, Can
I ask real quick, why would you, I think some young people might
wonder. Why would I feel that
way
now?
Yeah, why would you want to have the consequences be what God intends?
Because I think that with God's help, I would have the courage and the strength to go through with it. And that it would be a growing experience and a maturing experience. And God would decide what it was for me. God would have decided what it was for me. But in the way that we do now, we make our own decisions. And the government helps us do it. The hospitals help us do it. So it's a very difficult situation to make the right decision. And because even your family might even support you. I can't remember if we talked to our families about this. I think it was just Jordan and I that talked it through and made the decision. But
did you know that? Did you view this as a human life, or?
Sure.
Okay. I don't know, because sometimes I think I hear people say, "Well, it's not a person."
Yeah,
until
I think that's a silly argument.
Yeah,
I think that's a silly argument.
Yeah.
It's very early on because you don't get that done after about, I think, 15 weeks. So it's very early on that all of that is decided. But that was very hard. And it was only really going back to the church and going to confession and talking about that is been helpful to me. Anything else that I've done in my life was not helpful, but that was helpful. And so
just repenting, confessing.
Yeah, that was helpful. And also for the time when I was 25, and that was a selfish act for sure. And I think most abortions are selfish acts. I think, 99% of them probably are selfish acts. And that was a selfish act. And I was young and secular. And also, this is something that I'd done when I was a teenager. Before I left home, I wasn't happy with my mom and dad. I didn't understand them. My siblings left home when I was 12, so then I was at home with them and my friends. And my mom and dad were working and curling and golfing, and they had very busy lives. And my dad was on the school board and on the hospital board and in the Kinsman. And he was a very busy person doing good civic duty. And, but I would think was lonely without my siblings in the house. And I was also, there was a lot of oil and gas up there. So there's a lot of money, a lot of drugs, a lot of alcohol. And so a lot of our teenage time together was saturated with drugs and alcohol. So that makes your decision-making very bad.
Yeah.
And like I said, I used my boyfriends instrumentally when I was in high school. I didn't know that I was supposed to be choosing a husband because of course you're not told that. We don't teach our young girls that we're choosing. That's what our heart is yearning for, is for a husband. Yeah. And so when we choose our boyfriend, we are choosing someone that we would marry. And that has to be foremost in our minds. And that was never in the conversations when I was a young girl. So that didn't help either. And I was older than that. I wasn't a teenager when I had an abortion, but I was on the birth control pill. So that gave me the license to be instrumental with men. So then I could sleep with my boyfriends and not be worried about getting pregnant. Well, then I wasn't worried about whether what I did was right or wrong. Didn't matter. Yeah, well, that's not a good situation to be in, because then you don't have to think seriously about what you're doing. So it just relieves you of all the moral conundrums that you need to go through to grow up. So that's why people are staying children immature. Yeah, is because they've been given ways to not grow up.
Yeah.